Dun, 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 dun. Brad and Drew on the rinse. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. Me and Drew are back. Just me and Drew on Sundays now. It's gonna be that's how it's gonna be moving forward. It's just me and Drew and a guest. We're gonna be welcoming a guest. Um, Tonight we got a really good one, Chris Bilbrey, from Political Spotlight. He's been nice enough to join us. Drew, how's your last week been, man? We kind of, you know.
Just regular old week. It rained, so I wasn't able to play golf like I would have liked, but I did get some new golf shoes though.
Well, nice. See,
those were the pictures I sent you. You saw those,
yeah.
didn't you?
Oh man, those were
Okay.
those were legit. Don't
Yes.
you gotta buff those with a nice chamois.
Well,
Next time you go
actually,
to
I can
Bushwood-
just hit their patent leather.
Well, next
They're
time you go to
patent leather.
Bushwood, be sure to wear them proudly.
Me and Ty, I'll tell Ty that you said hello. Thurman.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, so today I wanted to start off because today is actually the anniversary of Thurman Munson's passing, like the plane crash that he died in, and Austin Wells, the current Yankees catcher, is wearing gear like Munson in memorial to him. I didn't know what did you think about this as a Yankees fan? Because
That's beautiful. I mean, growing up, I was 10 years old, I believe, 79, I think, when Thurman Munson passed away in the plane crash. And I mean, I'd be lying if I said I remember it like it was yesterday because I don't. But I do remember that summer because my friends and I would always scramble to try to get to Burger King because Burger King had a line of Topps baseball cards that they put out that were private labeled, and everybody wanted to get that Thurman Munson from that season.
they need to bring that back. Burger King, we should get them as a sponsor, and then we could get all the cards we want. I think.
Okay. Okay.
How do you think this went over though with in the comments with Yankees fans though? I'm just curious. Like,
I think it. You know what? I think it's. I think Thurman Munson's one of the most overlooked baseball players because he did die young and tragically, and I just think that I think he should be in the Hall of Fame without a doubt.
Some Yankees fans were actually ripping on Austin Wells though. Like, start doing something then if you're going to wear that, and I just appreciate that from a baseball stance.
I do. I can totally see the Yankee fans doing that. I really can. I mean, it's personally, I like it. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Just really quick. This was my Trump TDS for this week. This was all from yesterday on Trump's Truth Social. I have a Truth Social account that I keep.
I know you do, Brad.
Yeah. It's a Guy Forget, which is just Guy Forget. But it's like a fish reference, so I don't know. I don't post anything on there. All I do is really just
lurk
to confirm. Well, no, just to confirm whether or not what people have said Trump said he actually did tweet.
You lurk.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've seen, but the comments. I don't comment with these, individuals because, like in the Trump 2028 one, they're like, "Yeah, let's do it," and I'm. Nothing on this one though, Drew. Like,
I mean, I don't.
Like, all of these are relatively horrible. Like, and President Trump ages in reverse. He talks about himself in the freaking third person like that. Like,
I don't.
That wasn't a retweet.
I'll admit I voted. I voted for Trump in 20 and 24. And I mean, I'm not happy. I don't like the forever wars because we've already gotten into one. And Yeah, he's not getting spending under control. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. So I'm not real happy. I mean, I can admit I made a mistake, and that's very good that you have an account that you can lurk
Oh yeah,
with.
absolutely. I want to bring Chris on for this one too. Everybody
Okay.
say hi, Chris.
What's
Hey,
up?
Bill. All right, welcome to the show. I actually volunteered this week at the Madison County Fair at the Democratic Party table.
All three of you?
Yeah, there were three of us. How did you know? Oh yeah, I think I had a picture of whatever. No, and so they were signing people like they had no data center signs, for people.
All right. I can get behind that.
Well, but do you think that the Republican table had like pro data centers, put your data center here kind of a sign? Or probably not.
The Madison
Probably
County
not.
Republican Party is so screwed up. I don't know what they have, but Madison County's Republican Party is an absolute shit show. So I don't know I don't know that they can spell, read, write. I don't know what's going on.
Is that would that be what's his name? Roadhouse Rodney?
He's the prosecutor. He's not the Republican
Yeah.
chairman.
Yeah, that's
Roadhouse
awesome.
Rodney.
That's
Yeah, right.
awesome.
Have a gun, will travel.
No, and then and then this last one, I don't know if you guys saw about the reflection pool.
Oh God.
So the U.S. government and Janine Pirro had to drop her case against the former Olympian because the report said that it was because of contractor error. And they're basically blaming the Department of Interior and Doug Burgum. So over on the right there, yeah, he's saying that he's doubling down and saying no, it's still vandals, and Trump is saying that it's just vandals. And I don't know why this is the hill that they're like really wanting to die on about a monument.
If the name of the construction company is like Vandals Construction
Or Acme. Acme Construction.
That's what I would do. Yeah, right.
You see a little bird running across the screen with a wolf chasing him.
With the sign. I did
Yeah,
not
that would
reflecting pool.
Yeah. If you did open a construction company with that name, like Vandals Construction, people would look at it and be like, well, yeah, of course they're not going to be vandals. Like, why would they say right out?
Yeah, it's like a name. I'm Chris Vandals.
Yeah, that's okay. See, Bilbrey, this is why. Yeah. See, and then we got drain the pool. I don't know if it got filled back up yet. It's American flag blue though, so at least we got that. And again, this shouldn't be news,
Absolutely not.
It's just that there were many press conferences about said reflection pool from him about he would talk about that freaking pool all day if he could.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, my TDS is getting away from me.
It's a big, beautiful pool.
Yeah, right.
Oh, just all right. So, Chris, let's talk about the Whitestown incident because
I feel like
I love having you on because I've talked to you about guns and everything, and you are to me a very responsible gun owner, and you appreciate other gun owners who also stick to that. They respect the gun. Yes.
Yeah. Really quickly, I didn't realize this until we were just here. I want to make sure that people are aware that my shirt doesn't say some serious like SA crime on it. It's not saying, it says rare, not, I want to make sure that other R shows it's not. I just noticed that in the monitor. I was really worried about my shirt. I didn't realize it said that, but no, okay. It says rare on it. So, all right. I just want to get that out.
No, I thought it was like a steak shirt. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
I was going to be canceled because of a shirt that didn't even say what they said. All right. So, all right. No, just basically, because we talked about this, I think, on your second episode.
Yeah. But and it's still, I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, I think I like, so when you first got a hold of me and asked about coming on and talking about this, I've been following along with this. I've had Guy Relford on my show in the past on another program that I produce. I'm the host of the Political Spotlight. We release episodes live nightly, Sunday through Thursday. We talk about local, state, and national politics, but primarily focusing on local and state because the national politics is just such a disaster, as you guys were just talking. And local and state's really what affects us more than anything if people really think about it and spend time. So I'm trying to bring people back to the local side. And I don't just focus on my local politics. I focus on local politics throughout the state of Indiana and beyond. So, making people good citizens where they are. That's what we try to do. I do come from a point of view of a constitutional conservative. I've dabbled with being a right-leaning libertarian, whatever you want to call me. I'm not a Democrat, but I do appreciate Brad. Brad and I get along, and I like Brad's thoughts on some things.
I like Brad too. Brad's awesome.
Same way. I always love that, like the tone in everyone's voice where it's like, well, yeah, I actually agree with Brad on this one. Where it's like
Brad's an okay guy.
It pains. It's like it pains them a little bit. Just
right,
Democrats,
right. Yeah.
But I appreciate that. Thank you.
But no, so when I was actually somebody that was pretty outspoken about the homeowner, which is the suspect in this case, Kurt Anderson. Mm-hmm. I was pretty outspoken about him being charged. Okay. Now, I did agree that I probably wouldn't have behaved the way that he behaved. But coming from a point of view that I feel like all they've got to really do is show that he was fearful, that his life or his wife's life was in danger. And I feel like Guy is going to have Guy Relford is his defense attorney. I feel like this is going to be a pretty simple case. But you and I talked last time about the the differences between, shooting. I'm a former police officer. I worked as an investigator in the Delaware County Prosecutor's Office. So I'm not just like somebody talking out of my head here. I do have experience with this, and I am a gun owner, and I have many, many different variations of guns, and I shoot and practice with that. So I do believe in a proud Second Amendment supporter, and I think that we should all engage in the Second Amendment, but we should do so safely and responsibly.
Absolutely.
And so just to kind of bring everybody up to speed on this case, Kurt Anderson, it's in Whitestown, right? That's where it is, yes. Whitestown shooting. So he is currently, this happened back in November, and he's the gentleman who he and his wife were asleep, and there was just an unfortunate situation. A cleaning lady and her husband were sent to clean a house, and they wound up at the wrong house, and they were attempting to get into his door because they thought that they needed to get into the house to clean it. So, I think that, I would like to think that I would act different, but I also know if I'm awoken in the middle of the night and someone's trying to get into my door, that is a scary situation. So that's kind of where we are. And so he's charged with voluntary manslaughter, Indiana Code 35-42-1-3A. And that's a level 2 felony. And just so people are aware, so he paid a $25,000 surety bond, and then they've had a couple continuances. So this was set for a pretrial conference on March 30th. Jury trial was set for May 11th of this year. The defense asked for a continuance. It was then set for August 24th of this year. And on 7/20, just a couple days ago, really, the defense again asked for another continuance, and the prosecution has not balked at that. They have agreed with these continuances, and now the jury trial.
Typical, by the way, just curious. Okay,
yeah,
like how?
Yeah.
So, is there any chance? Because it's supposed to be, I want to say, what is that? November
The jury
16th?
trial is set for 11/16/2026. And I do not foresee that happening. I have said all along that this would not be heard until at least 2027. And I say at least 2027, I hope. Well, so
outside of like, I mean, is it just evidence gathering and things like that?
It's for both sides. I mean, if you're arrested in an OWI case, or you've got a possession of cocaine case, minor, we're not talking about dealing or whatever, you're probably going to go through the legal system in 6 to 8 months. But when you're talking about murder, voluntary manslaughter, you're talking about these serious crimes where, you have a serious incident with the victim or victims. You've had serious loss or disfigurement, or you've had death. And you're talking about a serious situation for Kurt Anderson, because if he's found guilty, it's going to affect his life ultimately as well. So, they really play a lot into that, and they take their time. And maybe, I get frustrated with that. Maybe it should go quicker, but, we want both sides to be able to do what they need to do to be prepared. You don't want someone to going into trial on something this serious unprepared, right?
No, and this whole situation is just so odd, though, because I mean, I think when we first talked about it, like, it wasn't just that, he called 911. I mean, he called 911 and went to go, like, he went to his gun safe, right? And he got his gun out of his gun safe.
Yeah. So,
I mean, there were several steps to him. He didn't just have it next to the nightstand. He had to unlock that. So I still think that, how is that not, he knew what he was doing at the time to get the gun, to protect it. So he knew that a shot was, potentially there.
Sure. Well, and so are you coming from it from the point of view of he knew the shot was there, so he shouldn't have taken the shot? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
that those steps prove.
I mean, I think we landed on, like, he needed to make some sort of vocal. I'm, stop trying to enter. I have a gun. You need to stop, or I will shoot.
So that I think you're right. Thinking back on the show, I should have listened to our
and I forgot all about, like, this.
I should have done that, but
that's the best part about, like, that's why I love talking to you. It's like we get
right. I do agree. Like I said, I've always gave the caveat. I would like to think, and I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback that. That would be a scary situation. Yeah, I'm doing the oil. Yeah. That being said, I would like to think that, I would announce, hello, quit coming into my door. I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid you're going to kill me, and I don't want that. So I will kill you to stop you from killing me. And who knows? I would think that the person would be like, oh, I didn't, wrong house or whatever. Legally, I don't know that he doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? And I would argue that the steps that he had to get up, become alert, become worried, get on the phone to 911, go to a safe, unlock the gun, which is true, load the gun because it was unloaded. It wasn't locked, ready to rock and roll. He had to load it. Means that this is a man who is someone who is concerned with gun safety and doing this. And if you look at him in the picture, I forget how big, how little. He's not nearly as big as I am. I'm not afraid of many people, but you could be somebody that's 4 foot tall and 120 pounds and maybe scared of your own shadow. I don't know anything about this man. Maybe he was really scared, and it might have been different. Maybe he was worried that if they broke in, he thought there were 2 people, that they were going to get his wife, or so. He's not only protecting himself, but he's protecting his wife. And so he did what he thought he had to do. I mean, it's going to be an interesting case. I'm actually going to go down whenever this happens. I'm going to sit through the trial.
Awesome. Okay. That is fantastic. Let me know when that.
Yeah.
It's going to be this year, though.
I don't think it'll be this year.
Like, what? I guess the longer that it goes on, or like, goes from the date, like, who do you think it benefits?
Yeah, the defendant. It benefits the defendant.
It really depends. The longer it goes, it will. A lot of cases will benefit the defendant. Now, you can ask 100 different attorneys. I'm not an attorney. I'm not trying to play one on this show or any others. but you can ask, I know a lot of attorneys, both good and bad, and you can ask 100 different attorneys the same question and get 100 different answers. But I believe that in this situation, it will specifically help the defendant. And in this situation, the prosecutor is not saying, no, we object, because it's ultimately the judge's decision if the case is continued or not. And the prosecution has not objected to this. Matter of fact, probably what happens is, I'll be really honest, when the jury trial, I mean, the fact that when someone is charged, those cases are basically fit in the calendar by a computer. No, people aren't putting those dates in. And so they just give a calendar dates, and none of those are legitimate. There was no way this was going to go to a jury trial in May. That's insane. Just because, the time, because you've got witnesses you've got to bring. You've got expert witnesses you've got to get there. You've got the coroner, you've got the pathologist, because those are two different people. You've got ballistics experts, I'm sure they're going to bring in, and self-defense experts they're going to bring in. And these people could be coming from outside of the country, outside of the state. And you've got to coordinate all these people. So that's a lot of what's going on here. It's not unheard that it would take this long.
Are they allowed to call Guy Relaford to the stand, the plaintiff or the prosecution?
No, I don't think so, because he's the defense attorney.
Okay, because that would be interesting too. Because the first thing I would ask Guy Relaford is, what would the first thing you would do? And he would either fire a warning shot or a vocal warning. So I mean that would be my. I'd never been in that situation. Can really be anything other than I would like to think.
Wait until this trial is over, because I want to talk to Guy about this afterwards. I cannot wait to talk to him about this.
I've been like, anytime he's on Hammer and Nigel, I've been like asking for updates, and I keep forgetting, and he's like, yeah, I can't say anything about this.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's horrible.
like I know that, yeah, he's who I want to hear from on this. And Drew, I think you're right. Like, I like hearing that, the defense attorney is actually, I think, a good enough expert to be called as a witness.
Yeah.
Too. Like, that's the funny part.
For sure. I mean, he's a 2A attorney. He's a 2A attorney. So yeah, he's definitely.
Well, and along with being a 2A attorney, he's also a firearms instructor. I mean, he teaches self-defense classes. He he every aspect of firearms he's involved with, on top of also being an attorney that represents people in the self-defense shootings, any type of gun scenarios.
This is a jury trial, right?
It is a jury trial.
Yes, it is.
100%.
No, but I want to say one thing that you and I talked about, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that, a gun owner is responsible for each bullet that comes out of the gun. Like, so even if you...
Yes.
So, did the gun owner in this instance, I guess, like, would he have accepted responsibility, I guess? I don't know how to phrase this, because, like, how is that not going through his head?
Well, so to my knowledge, he only fired once.
Yes.
So if I didn't, I should. I mean, I'm dumb because I didn't look. I have the probable cause affidavit, but I didn't look at it.
No, he said he only fired once.
He only fired one time. So again, I mean,
and it was a headshot too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
That could have been the warning shot.
No, well, but
I mean,
and again, like, we haven't seen the door, so yeah, I have no idea where in the door.
The picture. So we know that the woman was like 5'4" or something like that, and so the other thing that people don't understand, and you think like, well, why couldn't you have shot somebody in the hand or shoot him in the foot or shoot him in the leg? No, you're not trained like that. If someone goes and wants to do hobby gun, you just want to be a hobby shooter, and you're going to do competition shooting, you're trained to shoot center mass. Okay, so center mass is from the neck to the waist. This sentence,
buddy.
Well, that's what I love. Like, I think all of us are on that side of it too, where it's like, you know, you just look at the end result and it's awful.
The other thing that we don't know is he might be suffering from this. We don't know if he's getting counseling. He's taken a life, you know, even if he was, look, having been in law enforcement long enough, I have lived a life where I knew going to work that I might have to be put in that situation. Nobody wants to be. I don't want to kill someone. I don't want to hurt someone.
One of those where, you know, I feel like every homeowner who has a gun needs to be aware of this case. Just because, like, what if you don't know what's on the other side of your door? Like, why would you shoot at something that you don't know what it is? And again, I wasn't there. I'm not, you know, we can't have, you know, like that omnipresent knowledge or anything like that.
Right.
So, but Larry had this question though. So if they do find him not guilty, if they find him not guilty, can they take away his guns with the red tape
so
laws?
Basically what he's saying there is
theme songs are important.
Yeah.
Theme songs are so important. We're working on one, man. We are working hard.
I kind of like the singing at the beginning. I like that.
Just did a little drum beat. Yeah, you gotta. You know,
yeah, right.
That's
right. But no, you know, that's something that I'm sure could happen. You know, there's been other situations where people have used the Second Amendment and defended themselves and have been charged and they shouldn't have been or whatever, and they've been found not guilty. And most of them, I don't know anyone that's lost their rights that way. And I think that if they tried that guy would probably defend him. And I don't think it would be successful. I'll say that if he's found not guilty. And I want to be clear, unless something that comes out that I am not aware of, and I followed this very, very closely, and I've talked to sources within the state police, and so I think I know we would be cheering that he saved and his wife's life and shot through the door.
Yes, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
So
that's absolutely crazy. That you can't use that.
People love vigilante
stories.
Man legitimately thought that his life was in danger. That's what the test is. The test is, did he think that his life was in danger? And he's telling we've heard his interviews with the police. The majority of his interview was in the probable cause affidavit. It wasn't like this guy was like shooting gangster style and
right.
Carrying on. Like, he was very cooperative with law enforcement afterwards. And this is a situation where a really bad, horrible, god-awful tragedy occurred, but it wasn't purposefully done. And in his mind, for whatever reason, he was under threat.
So
maybe he'll bring that out.
As long as the homeowner thinks he's under threat.
What?
It sounds like involuntary manslaughter. It really does. I mean, what are the charges that are on the books right now?
There's just one. So it's Indiana Code 354213A, level 2 felony, voluntary manslaughter, which is intentionally committing the killing of a human under sudden heat. Okay,
I don't think it was intentional. So
you have to listen.
According to those charges, innocent. According to those charges,
right?
But if they would have added involuntary to that would have I would have said guilty all day long.
That's
all
my
day
problem.
long.
Well, so why did the prosecutor do that though? And it took a while for the prosecutor to bring the charges too, didn't he?
It was honestly, no, I'll be honest. I thought he brought him too quickly.
Absolutely.
It was like 2 weeks after the case, though. Or I mean, it was 2 weeks after the murder.
Yeah.
Or the shooting.
Sure. And you know, sometimes it takes longer than that for simple theft cases. So, you know, we're not in a big hurry to get this guy charged. The prosecutor is feeling political pressure. So I'm sure that's what was happening there. This was a political powder keg. I would have been happy. I would have could have got behind a involuntary. Now I can't say
Yeah,
it because I
absolutely.
haven't specifically read the actual code, but involuntary manslaughter sounds more appropriate in this
That
situation.
should have been the charge. That should have been the charge. Like, what's his face? Zimmerman in Florida. Yeah. Was it Florida? Yeah, it should have been involuntary. I mean, I don't think that dude intended to kill Trayvon Martin. And I don't think this dude intended to kill the cleaning lady. I mean, but involuntary manslaughter would probably have been the better charge. I mean, I think we can all agree on that.
The problem is the intentional killing. That's my problem with the voluntary manslaughter.
That wasn't intentional. I mean, honestly, I don't think that was intentional.
So Indiana code for involuntary manslaughter is 354214, and it is, as used in this section, okay, it's a fetus, a person who kills another human being while committing or attempting to commit a level 5 felony or 6 felony that inherently poses a risk of serious bodily injury. Okay, that's Class A misdemeanor poses a serious bodily injury risk. Except it's provided in subsection 6.5. I'm trying to find because he wasn't committing a. So see here,
intent.
It doesn't even. I mean, because right here he's talking about committing another crime, and the guy wasn't committing a crime. So this is maybe an issue with our state legislatures. Maybe we need something different on the books so that
totally agree. Totally agree.
There could be a lesser situation here. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I don't know.
Doesn't involuntary manslaughter make sense? I mean, if they could have said it charged with involuntary manslaughter, because no, but dude, okay, so if I get woken up in the middle of the night, I mean, obviously I'm going to handle things differently. I know for a fact I would. There's no question about that. But I mean, if somebody is trying to get in my door and I fire shots and then I kill them, that's involuntary manslaughter. And the fact that they charged them with voluntary manslaughter is that's overcharging. That's just like Zimmerman. Totally Zimmerman.
And I don't know what made them do that though then, because and I'm not saying anybody like you guys, but there are people who, you know, when they go through a scenario of like home invasion, they get bricked by like the image of them taking out a home intruder. Like
who gets bricked over that, Brad? Who gets bricked?
You know, like that guy, like those people, like, you know, that there are like there is a small, like there's a percentage.
I would say I think it's safe to say there's a subsection of culture of people who's like out LARPing in their yard and they got their plate carriers on and they're doing training, but they're also thinking like, I'm going tonight. If I don't go to bed thinking, okay, tonight's the night.
No, and that's what I meant. Like, I'm not saying you guys.
I think there's people out there that do that.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's probably, yes, absolutely. I mean, I think we all get a good chuckle over those people. I mean, seriously. I mean, they're obvious. They're obvious. Which, you know, that really makes a difference. Is the way they act.
Well, okay. Let's. I want to go on to the Georgia thing here, but let's get some final thoughts on the Whitestown thing. So, Chris, you already said like you think it's going to be a not guilty, right?
I hope it's a not guilty. I think it will be a not guilty. I will be there, and maybe you can have me back on and we can talk about it, you know, during or after or whatever, and see what goes on, because it'll be interesting to see what comes from this and
oh, absolutely. And you're like just a treasure trove of information here for that. So thank you for all that.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on with us, man. Seriously.
Well, then,
thank you.
So Drew, what about you? What do you think? Not guilty now?
Yeah, actually, I think not guilty because they overcharged. They overcharged. If they would have charged involuntary manslaughter, that still may have been a stretch from what Chris read to us. But from what they're charging with, not guilty, 100%. This is going to be a walk in the park for Guy. I mean, according to the word of the law, he's not guilty of what they're saying that he did. I mean, I don't think anyone intends on killing anybody. So yeah, not guilty, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want, like, it's not like a vengeance thing. Like, I don't want him to be found guilty because, like, there's that. And it is just a horrible accident, but there needs to be something that, I don't know. It just sets a weird precedent. Like the Zimmerman thing.
Unfortunate accident. Unfortunate accident.
Yes, apparently. So, God, this leaves me.
What apparently? Apparently? Are you kidding me, Brad?
It's just one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, society. It's not everything it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just one of those real world shots that you got to take sometimes.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. No, all right. So wait, let's move on to the Georgia father.
From one shooter to another.
Yes, well, because so recently a Georgia father was sentenced to 15 years for his role in his son's mass shooting. So his son was 14 years old, and
he's responsible. He's responsible.
He is, but his father bought him the gun.
100% responsible.
Wait, so you think the father is responsible, or just the kid?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Wait, no, that wasn't. Yeah, no. Wait.
You didn't think that that's what I would say, did you?
You answered yes to both. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, of course the father's responsible.
Okay.
My son just turned 24 a couple months ago. And from the moment they were 14, my children were 14, they were I took them to the range, and they understood the responsible handling of a firearm, to assume every firearm was loaded, to know how to unload a firearm. Yes. So yeah, that father is responsible 100%, man. 100%.
All right. Bilbrey, what about you?
So, did you guys, prior to this news, follow this case at all? Or did you hear the news and it come out this recent week and you found out?
No.
I just found out when Brad told me.
Oh.
I just found out when Brad told me.
Okay. So
I've been following it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of a freak of nature. So I obviously follow. This is something I'm into. And so I follow it. So I will start out by saying, I think both people are, I think the child is responsible. I think the parent is responsible. And as a Second Amendment supporter and somebody who believes in personal responsibility, I think this is a case-by-case situation. But in this specific case, I fully believe that everything is happening as it should here. So the issue is this happened about 2 years ago, about a year and a half, I guess. The kid was 14 when it happened, I guess. We'll say that. I don't exactly know.
Yeah, it was September of 24.
Okay. Yeah. September of 24. Okay. So essentially, the man was charged for supplying the gun for his kid who killed 4 people. Now, the kid just recently received he pled guilty to 55 counts, and the kid was sentenced here just recently to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The dad then was charged, and the dad was arrested shortly after the event. The dad was recently given 15 years. So the situation is the son, who is Colt, which I thought that was interesting. The kid is
named after a gun.
So Colin Gray's the father, and he was the father was charged with second-degree murder because he gave his 14-year-old son an AR-15, and the son, Colt Gray, planned this school shooting in Appalachia High School for nearly 2 years. The 14-year-old planned this, like, premeditated over and over. He was obsessed with true crime. He was obsessed with other mass shootings. He was trying to support in his mind, like, how he could be bigger and better than these people. And
this is what the Second Amendment's all about, you guys.
Get out of here.
Are you kidding me, Brad? What the fuck, dude?
So he was plotting out how many victims he would have, and he ended up shooting 10, 11, 12, 13 people total. 9 people were injured but survived. 2 students died and 2 teachers died in a horrible, horrible situation. The father was arrested shortly thereafter, and he was tried and convicted for what, and I love this. The prosecutor said, this is a really strange situation. We are not convicting this man for what he did. We are convicting this man for what he didn't do.
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Well, I loved your example. Yeah.
Can I get on this? Okay, so I've said before, my children are 38, 24, 22. They all know responsible handgun ownership. And the fact that this dude got his 14-year-old son, an AR-15, dude, that's a responsibility. I'm not saying that a 14-year-old can't responsibly own an AR-15. But in this case, this dude should have known, man. This dude should have known. And I totally agree with the sentence. Totally, 100%. I mean, if my child under 18 commits a heinous crime with a gun that I supplied them, I should at least get that much, because it's all about, and go back to our show where Mr. Small and I talked about the Second Amendment. It's all about accountability. And this man needs to be held accountable for the actions of his 14-year-old son. 100%.
So what you said was fantastic, that you taught your kids how to shoot. I love guns. I have a major collection, or maybe I don't. I don't know. I've got 1 or 2.
Lost in a boat accident.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And what I will say is, I've shot guns when I was a child. Like, we'd go down to Kentucky and I'd shoot a 22 here, there, and I'd shoot it like twice because there were like 30 other cousins lined up wanting to do it. You know what I mean? So we got like 2 bullets apiece. Other than that, the first time I shot a gun was like, I wanted to be a cop 6 months before I decided I wanted to be a cop. And I was like, I should learn how to shoot.
How old were you?
The
first time you shot a gun? You were how old?
20.
Okay.
My father was not a gun guy. Matter of fact, he passed in 2016, but he always wanted the baseball bat by his bed, and he had tree trunk arms, and he would have knocked your head off. So that would have been fine. And that's how they lived, and we didn't grow up around guns. So I'm actually the first person in my family really to be a gun. I guess I could be a
enthusiast.
Gun fanatic. You know what I mean?
Enthusiast.
Yeah. Like that's
But I think that there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. I've had been in a relationship, had stepchildren, and taught them the rules of having a gun, being around a gun. My kids, even young, never would want to come in and mess around with our gun. Never was interested in my the gun safe, and never tried to do anything crazy. You have a responsibility as a gun owner. And a minute ago, you said they can own legally. A 14-year-old can't own an AR. They can. Dad can own it, and dad can take him out and shoot with him, but it has to be there. But my biggest issue,
that's just a matter of paper. That's like a matter of paperwork. Basically.
Yeah.
It's like,
sure.
He can keep it in the house, like however.
Absolutely.
Keep it.
Yep. But here's the problem: you've got this kid that for 2 years planned this, was obsessed with the true crime culture, was obsessed with mass shooters. Maybe this is more a whole nother conversation. Maybe parents need to be paying attention to what their kids are watching, and need to be paying attention to what their online presence, and if there's an issue where there's counseling needed, let's get him a counseling before we get him bullets and a trip to the range.
So just out of curiosity, because I think that's a great conversation to start with. and I don't know with parenting though. I think there's that fine line of you don't want to like be big brother monitoring everything because you want them to have their own life. But in this case, I mean, holy crap, you know, he should have had some knowledge that his son was into these things or planning something.
Yeah, you have to
know.
You have to know what your children are doing. You have to know. There's a point where parents want to become their friends.
That's the problem.
And that can't be done.
But in this
you
day
can't
and
do
age,
that.
In this day and age with technology, can parents, know?
Yes.
I mean, we can hope that they're not doing anything, but unless like we're there watching what they do,
spy on them.
No, and that's what I mean. Like, so, and I don't know, like, because I think every generation of parents is just going to be different, and I think every new generation that comes into new technology like this,
spy on them, man. You know what? You let them make their mistakes, but spy on them and know what mistakes they're making.
But mistakes can end up with 4 kids dead at a school.
Yeah, well, obviously you would have some insight as to whether or not that was happening, Brad. Come on.
I would hope that you would. I would hope that
yes, I would hope so.
Absolutely, you would. Absolutely, you would.
I would like to think that I was a pretty decent kid. I played drums in a band. All my friends were stoners. They all drank early. I didn't drink early. I didn't, I didn't.
You were the drummer. You had to keep the time, man.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I had to be at it because the rest of them were complete idiots. You know what I mean? And so, I was the one that like it was the glue that held these idiots together. I hid things from my parents. There were things that my mom didn't know, things that my dad didn't know, but there's nothing in my life that one parent didn't know. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't grow up fearful of my parents. I grew up fearful of disappointing my parents. Yeah. So I wasn't beat. I wasn't, and my dad and I would have some hellacious arguments. And I mean, we argued more as I got older than ever when I was a child. You know what I mean? And there's some major art, and I love my father and would kill for him, and we had a great relationship. But I'm just saying, I feel like parents have a responsibility to give your children the building blocks to make the decisions. If you're as a parent are gonna give them the rope to hang themselves, they can have the rope to hang themselves, but you got to make sure there's a chair under them that they can.
And you're responsible if there is no chair. If there's no chair, you're responsible.
You're responsible for that. And in this situation, I am. So the judge the Supreme Court ruled that it's a very, very thin line where a juvenile can be given life without parole. And they have to basically be deemed just totally gone, not recoverable. And they deemed that this child, whatever went wrong, whatever evil, I don't know what's going on there.
So nothing can change with this kid, apparently.
No, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. There's no sad amount of that's a horrible situation.
That's a horrible. So that's
horrible. And I don't know if maybe the parents were screaming out and they didn't I don't know anything about that. That would be interesting to look into. But I think that surely to God, there had to have been something here that the parents could have seen. And if they, just to put him in this situation for 2 years, it's not like this kid was bullied and hid it and then woke up one day and snapped. He planned this for 2 years.
They bought him an AR.
As a 14-year-old. I can't plan anything for 2 years now. You know what I mean?
That's from 6th to 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's terrible. No. It's 8th to 10, 14 years old is like 8th grade.
Yeah, so like, but if he started at 2 years,
Yeah, 2 years beforehand.
before that,
And
like,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
It probably wasn't on day one of the first 2 years.
No,
It wasn't
I
like
think
I'm
it
going to
just
tell people. It's I'm obsessed with true crime and Ted Bundy and you know Dylan Savo and all these people's names and you know and then he probably was like I'm a goth kid or I'm you know who knows? I don't know anything about the kid specifically. I knew more about the dad, but
So
I just think that it was a culture that he was allowed to be sucked into without parental control there.
Yep.
my grandson is getting ready to be 21 in December, and he knows how to shoot as well. He knows the proper procedures. I mean, number one, assume every gun is loaded. Number two, know how to disarm any gun. Know how to unload anything, so where you're 100% for a fact know that it's unloaded. And if you follow those two rules, you're not going to have an accidental shooting. Now, when it comes to obviously purposeful, because the kid had a 2-year plan or an extended plan on how to do this, which is absolutely horrible. But 100%, these parents, this parent is responsible. If this man bought his 14-year-old a weapon with the AR-15 platform, then he needs to be held accountable. And I'll go directly back to what I looped myself. I looped when I was talking to Mark Small. I said, it is my right to own as many handguns as I want, as long as I am responsible and accountable for them. So this man was not responsible, and now he's being held accountable. 100%.
I will add to that. I think that's a good idea, a good point, because when you stood up, I said, a 14-year-old cannot own a handgun, cannot own any gun like that, cannot own an AR, cannot own a pistol.
They can if they're gifted. They can if they're gifted.
Well,
if they're okay. So if this dude, if you're inside someone's private home,
yes,
if my son at the age of 14, if I felt that he was responsible to have possession of a weapon like that, I would have let him.
But when you're saying having possession, you're meaning he's not living on his own. He's not transporting it back and forth. He's in your house. It's under your control. So I guess that's what I'm saying in this situation.
That's still possession. I mean, it's his. He keeps it in his room, and obviously he took it to school, which is a horrible.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, Chris, when I was talking about that, I'm like, it's just semantics at that point. Because
so I guess what I'm saying is, I guess to me, in my belief is, if I were in the situation, I would have no problem teaching a 13 or 14-year-old child, my child, or another child that wanted to turn, that the parents were okay with this, teaching them how to shoot this, and then taking the gun back, and the gun being mine, and saying, okay, you know, if you want to go shoot next weekend or anytime you want to go shoot,
we'll go.
Let's go.
We'll go.
If you want to look at the gun and clean the gun, and you want to look at how it works and doing that safe, let me know. But this is up in my safe. This is not under your bed. It's not in your room. You're not sitting here drawing with it and aiming it at your posters and getting freaked out because your math teacher yelled at you and going to school.
At the point when you're handing it to them, you should have already gone through the process of, is this unloaded? Is the magazine out? And then once you know that the firearm is safe, you can hand it to the minor to do any cleaning. But at any point, it's your responsibility. I mean, if a mistake happens and that minor ends up having an accident and someone gets hurt, you are responsible, because you are the one that checked that firearm, looked at it before you handed it to that minor. And I think both of my kids were 14 and 16 when I took them shooting. And that's exactly what I taught them to assume they're all armed and to know how to disarm one. But
want to thank Larry for this, and I don't know if this is true or not, but
it is.
Yeah, that's
they
awesome.
should. If they don't have it, that's crazy.
They do,
or maybe they ran
I
out.
think they do.
It's true.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea for everybody. There's a guy, Matt Walsh. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's from like the Daily Wire. I don't know.
Isn't he a conservative commentator?
Yes, he's very right wing. But he had a thought on this, and I wanted to get your guys' stance. So he's commenting on the tweet about Colin Gray, and it says, "This is a penalty reserved for white parents specifically. No inner city black mom or deadbeat black father will ever be arrested, much less sentenced to 15 years in prison for the savage crimes committed every single day by their kids."
Can I take this one first?
Absolutely, man.
If
that's a rough.
If their so-called absent father gave them the firearm, charge him. If there's an absent father and the mother has no control, you can't. That's a case-by-case thing, man. You can't go. But if the parents actually and honestly, the parents should know, but it's blatant. If you give your 14-year-old an AR-14, that's blatant. A lot of these inner city parents might not have any idea what their kids are doing, and that's a shame. That is a shame. It can only be said. You can't force somebody to take an active role in their children's lives, man. You cannot do that. It's unfortunate. I took an active role in my children's lives, and they call me every couple of days. I mean, they're pretty grown. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, no.
And so you see this more like
it's not the same. I disagree with Matt Walsh. It's not the same.
Because you're saying it's more of an issue because the father gave the gun to their child in that first case.
Yes.
And in all of these hypotheticals Matt Walsh is talking about, he doesn't really have any info on any.
No, he's just trying to get clicks.
I agree with what you guys are saying. As I stated when we first started talking about this, I don't believe that all parents of all kids or all mass shooters, all active shooters, I don't think they should all be arrested or all be charged. I think all of it is a case-by-case basis. But let's look at Indianapolis, just for the sake of argument. We've had a large jump in crime, and a lot of it affects the black community. I think what you're saying there is spot on. It's one thing if you don't know what your kids are doing and they're out running the streets and being heathens, smoking pot or maybe worse. That's bad, and that's a problem. And the kids should be dealt with, and the parents should be dealt with if something can be proven there. But if one of these kids, white or black, Hispanic, whatever, is out roaming the streets and acting like a thug and getting a stolen gun off of a buddy and going and killing somebody, that's not the parent giving them that gun. Maybe the parents should have known where they were, and maybe they shouldn't have been letting, the police in Indianapolis Circle Center area, parent their children. But that's still not the same thing as what's happening in this situation. So there's no
comparison.
I love this.
No comparison whatsoever. I agree with you 100%, Chris.
Yeah, like we'll call it like the Matt Walsh bad take of the week or something like that. Because I'm sure he's gonna do something else stupid like this.
I like some of Matt Walsh, but he tends to be.
He said so. I disagreed with him for like years, and then I don't know, about like a couple months ago, really with the Iran war, he's been kind of getting fed up, and I was like, he tweeted something out, and I'm like, whoa, like I can't be agreeing with this guy. What's going on?
It's like when you and Whitmer agree.
When he decides to agree with me, yeah, that's really what it is.
Hold on one second. I didn't ask you guys ahead of time, but we've got a guest that's getting ready to come in here. Cassie Jackson's going to join the feed here with us.
No, swear to God. Yeah. No, I took
just
this
wanna-
screenshot of Whitty.
Poor Whitty.
Well, no, he told me to take it of him, and this was gonna be like a we had to like blur out the background, and it was gonna. I gotta go back and watch what it was about. But if anybody in the chat can remember why Whitty made this face on his show,
I'm sure it was like he makes his
What
face
the hell, man? Yeah. Is he in the chat?
like he told me to take a screenshot of. I swear to God, this all happened on like Saturday, I think, or on Monday, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I just want to make this should be like the mascot of, or like just black out the background and like that weird Andre the Giant painting,
Yes.
but just of Whitty's face.
Can you send me that screenshot?
I absolutely will.
Oh,
Send it to me.
absolutely. Send it.
Send
All
that
right.
to me.
Fantastic. Well, let's we got Bilbrey here for like another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll wrap up.
I got a little bit longer. You're good.
Oh no, that's fine. But I wanted to kind of see about the the mass deportation rally.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Now, Drew, can you kind of talk about, like, do you want to just discuss what this was?
Okay, so I guess from my understanding, and it's really, why do you have that picture of Jim Banks up there? Please take it down. Oh, my God. My God. Why?
Okay, so
please.
This
geez.
is from Save Heritage, man. This is from Save Heritage Indiana, which was the group that did the rally.
Yes,
the mass deportation rally.
Is that Nathan Roberts, the group that he started
and
that he just left?
He was the one, and he just left. And right after he left this little message where he basically calls out Save Heritage Indiana for calling out Jim Banks. Because, like, if you look at the one on the left, it says Indiana Senator Jim Banks won't record a message of support for our mass deportation rally. The first.
Were there any comments? Were there any comments on that?
Oh yeah, there were like 68. I mean, I didn't read them.
Okay.
I just took a screenshot of the tweet because then Nathan Roberts came out. Oh, go ahead.
I wish you would have read some of the comments.
Oh, well,
because
Nathan's all over the place, man. It's just
Nathan Roberts said that that was it American Freedom or American Heritage or Indiana Heritage, whatever that dopey little group is. I don't know, but they disparaged America's best senator.
That's
what I didn't see them saying anything about Rand Paul. I didn't see them saying a thing about Rand Paul. Rand Paul is America's best senator. And I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to fight about it.
Are you saying because he released all the Fauci files that like really show that Fauci is just like a normal doctor and he was already kind of doctor famous?
No, because Rand Paul is America's best senator. He's America's best senator.
I mean, well, clearly Jim Banks is not. Like, whatever argument we're
clearly.
Yes, like
clearly.
Let's all agree on that, at least.
That he's not the best?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, Nathan Roberts, he says, there are many people in the group doing great things, and blah, 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 going after the best senator in the country on this issue who has offered bills ending birthright citizenship and making sure we end CDL scams is not how we do that.
That makes him the best, huh? That makes him the best.
Well,
how about spending our money responsibly?
Indiana too. And then Jacob Stewart, he's like, wow, Save Heritage called out Banks, and Save Heritage just doubled down. They don't care. They're like, we're going to Greenfield or Fishers or somewhere else that nobody knows that has muddy fields. And
there is a lot of stuff online right now. All I'm going to say is there are a lot of theories being thrown around, and
what?
All I'm going to say is you guys should watch the Rob Kendall show tomorrow between 9 and 12 because indie reporter Stephen Whitmer will be on. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say. He'll be able to bring some light to the situation.
He's
yes.
safe. He's
Stephen
safe,
Whitmer, go Wart.
Wait, was Woody there? I didn't see him in any of the pictures. And how did there become pictures?
Isn't that, wait a minute, isn't that him with that hat on?
That's what I thought. Like this one?
No,
Like the one on the
that's
top
not
right?
Whitmer.
Yeah, okay,
I think
I
so.
thought it was.
Like, with the long brimmed hat. I think Bill. Yeah,
No,
I can
that's
see that.
not Whitmer. That's not Whitmer.
I'm like 98% sure that that's Woody.
No, okay, Stancil. Okay, whatever, man.
No, but so Drew, you kind of touched on this. We talked earlier today because I was laughing about this because there was supposed to be no photographs at this thing, right?
Yes, there was supposed to be. Well, there were,
and yet there
were
was
two. According, yes, there was a live stream.
Yeah,
that may or may not have been authorized. I can't tell you either way, but all I'm going to say is that there was somebody that did a live stream, and they put out the faces of the people that were at the rally, hence what we're looking at the screen. And I mean, there were people that did not want to be shown on video.
Aw.
So yeah,
that's terrible. They should have worn masks. You know.
Dude, okay, so if it's a private event, it's a private event, Brad.
But look,
the video, the people that were contracted to do video, according to people I know, were not supposed to take pictures of the people that were in the audience. They
How
were
do you
supposed
do
to
video and not get people like they were going to be videoing the shoes?
No, speakers, video the speakers.
Oh, okay. So they were. Oh, I get it.
Okay.
So they weren't going to be showing the people. That makes sense. So I was jokingly going to say I sent my $50 in, but then pulled it back and just sent a video. But,
dude, I would have gone to this. I would have totally gone to this. I would have paid my $50, but I didn't want to go through the whole screening process because I have a tendency
there was a screening process.
Yes, I have a tendency to.
Wait.
I have a. Wait, what, Brad?
I don't like people telling me I can't carry a gun.
Yeah, like you couldn't just buy a ticket and go to this. Like, how did you have to get in?
No, I'm pretty sure it was an invite, wasn't it not?
It was a screening process.
Hey, Whitty, all right.
Major vetting
process.
Hey!
Exactly. Which I completely understand because there's complete freaking assholes like somebody that Whitty talked about on his show that I'm sure he's going to talk about on Tuesday that were sponsors of the event. And this dude is a skinwalker that will do whatever it takes.
Is this the one that like Whitty predicted would well, never mind. Yeah, we'll talk later.
I can't say specifically, Brad. You need to watch Whitty reviews on Tuesday.
Dude, I never missed that shit. That's my favorite show, man.
Yeah, right.
I let my kids watch it. You know, when he cusses me out, they're like, "Dad, he's talking about you." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right." But no, look at the one, like the tweet on the right, where it's like, this is from Matt Panfill, where it's like some photos from a live stream of the Greg Bavino Nazi rally tonight. Those are his words, not mine.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
well,
those people
but
are
via
Nazis.
Indiana's own QAnon cultist Tim Kramer. Tim Kramer live streamed this for like 40 minutes at least, like, and he just gave everybody so much info. And yeah, I just find that hilarious because he's the most angry man in black and white that I've ever seen. And we know Mark Small, Drew. Like, you know, it's. Go ahead.
So yeah, Tim Kramer ran this live, and people were screenshotting his video and doxing people that were in the audience. I mean, Kramer did not do anything illegal. Let me get this straight. He didn't do anything illegal. But, dude, nobody's going to trust that dude ever again. Ever again.
Like,
he can
did
go
he
ahead
know?
and
That's
he
what I mean.
can
Like,
go.
did he?
He might not have even known that he was shooting it live. He was shooting it on live or whatever platform he happened to be doing it, but people screenshotted and screenshotted his whole thing. So either A, it was a dumb mistake, or it was him just being stupid and he just wanted to throw out this boomer slop, whatever kind of content he does. I mean, I'm not a fan. I have nothing against the guy. But I mean, he's got a selective audience and he's got a big audience. But I mean, what he did was stupid. That was stupid. He shouldn't have done that.
I'm very pleased with the outcome of this weekend.
I'm sure you are, Brad.
Sorry, like, well, and can we also talk about the fact that like the anti-mass deportation rally was bigger too? Like,
it was.
I don't have any.
It was. You were there, Brad. You were there.
No, it was raining.
Okay. Who told you? Who told you? Who told you it was bigger?
Like my eyeballs when I could count the number of people that were in the tent.
So you know because I happen to know the confirmed number of people that were at the Bovino rally. I'm not going to mention anything. I'm not going to say.
Dude, you sound like you know, like more like. So
I might.
What county? Like, was it? So what? It wasn't in Greenfield then. Why were people sent to the Greenfield Public Library? Like
that's so awesome.
I hated that.
That's so
from a
awesome.
library standpoint.
Did you see any videos of people talking to police from the Greenfield Library?
Yeah, well, I thought that was from this morning though, because Cassie, she does she friggin' does like weekly protest at Micah's church. That's She's not gonna pop in now, guys. Like, it's not.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks, Bilbrey. Thanks a lot, bro. I've already got PTSD from her. Oh my God! Did you watch last week?
I did.
Good Lord, I had people telling me that they've never seen me so upset. And if you see me on the golf course, yes, I've been that upset.
So
I mean, I don't,
because I was listening to it off screen and doing some other stuff. And you guys were talking, and then another video started, and I was like, damn it, I hit a button. And I went back, and I like got up to it, and I turned it off, and I went back, and it did it again. I'm like, what is going on? And so then I finally watched it, and I realized, like, oh, it cut off something.
Oh, yeah, the Wi-Fi in Peoria is just terrible.
Something happened. So, but it cut off at a perfect time because it seemed like hell was perfect.
I thought I did a good job of just wrapping that on up.
Going back and looking at that though. I mean, I'm going to predict this right now. As far as like historically speaking, our numbers, and if anyone ever wants to go back and look at shows, I think over time that 22 minutes is going to be our most watched 22 minutes. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing because whatever gets content that people want to consume, I'm for that. I'm for that.
Yeah, man.
I just felt like there were 4 of you on screen, and 3 of you were wondering, what am I doing here?
Yeah, there were a lot of those thoughts there. Well, here, let's.
And who was the only person that knew? Who was the only person that knew what they were doing there? Chris, come on.
All I wanted to do was talk about Micah, and we still haven't freaking talked about Micah. I felt so bad
for you. I felt so bad.
But Bilbrey, honestly, like the best was rewatching it in half speed. Like we were all like, it just sounded like we were drunker than what we really were, or like what I really was. So I was like, I want to talk about Micah. Like, it was very just horrible.
I'll have to go back and do that.
Let's end it on a good note.
Yeah, there he is.
Woody's face. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll send you a link to this.
I've got it.
And cuddly. Look at that, cute and cuddly.
That was. I think I can't remember why he
Like
Look
a
in
honey
Messenger.
badger?
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna make my
look in
mean
your
face,
messenger.
and you can.
Look in. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Look in your messenger.
Wait. Yes, that's exactly what I.
Okay, so now, Brad, you have to put that up. What
No,
what
it's
he
just-
just sent you? What he just sent you, you have to put up.
Yeah, it's just the. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, there
It's
we
just
go.
with the background out,
Yeah.
which is exactly what I
There we
wanted,
go.
man. Yes, that is.
There we go.
freaking
That looks
perfect.
Larry Silver brings up an interesting point.
Wait, there's a big meeting on Saturday?
Yes,
Who
there
meets
is.
on Saturday?
Okay, so the Marion County Libertarian Party will be meeting on Saturday to discuss the fate of the Libertarian Party of Marion County, basically.
Which is currently being chaired by who?
Stephen Whitmer, pictured here,
Okay,
smiling,
all right.
cute and cuddly guy.
Did you say smiling?
Smiley, yeah.
Did you?
I believe that.
You guys were fighting and so mad and carrying on. Did you hear what Mark was saying last week? I liked what Mark was saying. That Mark's like, I think it's great that he's doing both. Rock and roll. It's libertarians. Or what's going on here? You know, let him stay.
Well, unfortunately, Chris,
Ethan!
that's not the way. What's up, Ethan, my buddy? We got to play pool soon. It's been too long. Chris, unfortunately, that's not the way it is.
Yeah.
Stephen Whitmer is getting all sorts of publicity for the Marion County Libertarian Party. What I'm going to say is the Marion County, it's the party of 2%, man.
Yeah.
It's the party of 2%. It's the party of 30 years of ballot access with no improvement whatsoever. Let's just be honest. We're trying to get more than 2%, and these people that haven't showed up to any meeting in the past how many years that Whitmer's been there are saying, oh my God, he said something that we didn't like, and we're going to come out and we're going to vote him out. But when we were at that meeting, I looked at every single one of those people and said, are you going to take control of the Libertarian Party of Marion County? And none of them said they would. So these people that never go to any meetings whatsoever want to kick him out when he's getting publicity for the Marion County Libertarian Party. And we're going to run a good candidate for mayor. And I mean, if they decide to kick Stephen Whitmer out of the Marion County Libertarian Party, all I'm going to say is watch out, Lincoln Party, because here we come, baby. Here we come. We are coming. All right? Lincoln Party. Mr. Ballard, if you're watching this, Mr. Ballard, message me.
Mr. Ballard.
Message me. All right? We'll get something going. We'll get something going. Message me, Mr. Ballard.
We gotta let Bilbrey go. Everybody go
my last word is I tell Ethan Hatcher to keep his shit on his own yard. Don't throw it in my backyard, you moron. And
that's very nice. All right. All right, man. Yeah. Bilbrey, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody go watch Political Spotlight.
Chris, thank you so much, man. Had so much fun with you.
I do catch the show frequently and interact.
Dude, plug your show. Plug your show that you're getting ready to do. Plug it.
The Political Spotlight, live 5 nights a week, Sunday through Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, live at 9 p.m. We talk about local politics, and whether we're talking about your neck of the woods or not, what we're talking about is ideas that you can employ in your area. So tune in live or via replay and check us out.
Get in there. I'm going. I'll see you guys there. I will be there.
Guys. Have a good rest of
thank you, Chris.